What if I told you that the most unpredictable, most dangerous, most unhinged man in WWE history just walked back through that curtain, and he's not here to shake hands or take photos? He's here to steal WrestleMania 42 for himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lunatic Fringe is back. Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestling Streams, the channel where we break down every shocking moment, every major return, and every jaw-dropping swerve in professional wrestling today. And folks, I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. I have been doing this for years, and I have never had to hit record this fast in my life. Because what just happened is not a rumor. It is not a fantasy booking session. It is not a dirt sheet dream. Dean Ambrose has returned to WWE. And if you think for one single second that he's back just to make an appearance or wave to the crowd, you clearly don't know Dean Ambrose. This man left WWE in 2019 under circumstances that were emotionally charged, publicly messy, and left millions of fans heartbroken. He had his reasons. He went to AEW, reinvented himself as Jon Moxley, became one of the most respected and decorated wrestlers on the planet. But something pulled him back. And that something? It's called WrestleMania 42. Let's talk about how this went down, because the manner of this return is just as important as the return itself. Nobody saw it coming. There were no credible leaks, no backstage whispers that made it to the major outlets. One moment, we were watching a regular segment unfold on WWE television, and then that music hit. That chaotic, electric, hair-raising music, and the entire arena lost its mind. Dean Ambrose walked out looking like a man possessed. Not the polished, packaged version of a returning superstar who shows up with a new theme and a fresh haircut. No, he looked hungry. He looked like someone who had unfinished business eating at him for 6 years straight, and he had finally decided to do something about it. The crowd reaction said everything. The "oh my god" chants. The people jumping out of their seats. The commentators completely losing their composure. This wasn't just a pop, this was a seismic event inside that arena, and it immediately sent shockwaves across the entire wrestling world. Social media exploded within seconds. Dean Ambrose was trending globally in under 3 minutes. Clips hit millions of views before the show even ended. This is the kind of moment that defines an era, and we are living in it right now. This is the question everyone is asking, and I want to give you my honest breakdown because the timing here is absolutely deliberate. WrestleMania 42 is shaping up to be one of the most stacked, most hyped events in WWE history. The card is loaded. The storylines are hot. The stakes have never been higher. And Dean Ambrose, a man who prides himself on being the agent of chaos, the wildcard who burns every plan to the ground, walked back in at exactly the right moment to make maximum impact. Think about it from his perspective. If you're Dean Ambrose, you don't come back for a mid-card feud on a random SmackDown. You don't come back just to shake hands and do a nostalgia tour. You come back when the spotlight is so big that the entire world is watching, and then you walk right into the center of it and blow everything up. WrestleMania 42 is that spotlight. And Dean Ambrose just told every single person on that roster, I don't care what your plans are. I don't care how long you've been building toward this. WrestleMania 42 is mine. That is not arrogance. That is a statement of intent. And if you've watched Dean Ambrose for any stretch of time, you know he almost always delivers on his statements. Now let's talk about the ripple effect, because Dean Ambrose's return doesn't just affect one storyline, it detonates across the entire WWE landscape. Every top guy on that roster now has to recalibrate. Because Ambrose isn't just a credible threat in the ring, he's a psychological weapon. He gets inside people's heads. He makes calculated people make irrational decisions. He makes cool, collected champions suddenly look over their shoulder. Consider the title picture. Any championship conversation that was previously locked in now has a wild card element. Does Ambrose go after the top title? Does he insert himself into a championship match at WrestleMania? Does he target a specific superstar who he feels has benefited from his absence? Every one of those scenarios is completely believable, and that unpredictability is exactly what makes him so dangerous. And what about his former Shield brothers Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? That history doesn't just disappear. 6 years of separation, of each man building his own legacy, of unspoken tension that's not something you resolve with a handshake backstage. Whether Dean comes back as a friend, an enemy, or something in between, you better believe those relationships are going to be a central storyline heading into WrestleMania 42. The roster isn't just surprised. The roster is nervous. And they should be. Here's what I truly believe is happening here, and this is my honest analysis for the Wrestling Streams audience. Dean Ambrose came back with a mission. He watched WrestleMania from the outside for years. He built his legacy elsewhere. But WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all, that's the one thing that was incomplete. And a man like Ambrose cannot leave that unfinished. He's not here to just be on the WrestleMania card. He's here to be the story of WrestleMania 42. He wants the match that people are still talking about in 10 years. He wants the moment that gets replayed in every highlight reel, every retrospective, every greatest WrestleMania moments countdown for the next 2 decades. And honestly, I think he can do it. Because when Dean Ambrose is locked in and motivated, when the stakes are real and the passion is burning, there are very few performers in the history of this business who can match him. This isn't just a return. This is a hostile takeover of WrestleMania 42. Alright, Wrestling Streams family, that is the full breakdown of Dean Ambrose's shocking return and his apparent mission to make WrestleMania 42 his own personal masterpiece. I want to hear from you in the comments right now. Are you excited for Dean Ambrose's return? ***. Who do you want to see him face at WrestleMania 42? Is this the most shocking WWE return in recent memory? Drop your thoughts below. Let's make this comment section the most active in wrestling YouTube today. If you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of coverage. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash the like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow and keeps this content coming for all of you. This is Wrestling Streams, where we don't just watch wrestling, we live it. Until next time, stay wild, stay passionate, and never stop believing in the power of a great return.